The thoughts and opinions of this show is that of Drazy and does not coincide with all of Dre's Radio Cafe. Listening discretion is advised.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Yo, this your boy Noriega the King, aka TOHP, checking in all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, aka the Milltown. Hey, yo, shout out to Dre's Radio Cafe. Drop them hits, Dre. You know what time it is. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Rated. Double.
Roski making hits.
Kiss at my crib, you think it's all me? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, on me. So it's all me. Picked up the keys to my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and tint, this all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, it's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Brady has always been this crazy, classy criminal. Highly respected, baby, maybe heard a general. I'm telling this to shorty, thinks it's unbelievable. But no one nigga shoots it straight, I never do subliminal. She says she loves a thinking man, it one is far from typical. God and family overall, it seems she digs my principles. Highly educated, handsome hood is from the hip-hop. I prefer visits and calls, but she makes sexy textable. We both enjoy the conversations, I enjoy she flexible. The way she walks because I'm watching, which is so delectable. Since baby be by the business, which is better edible. Got her running, screaming, rated 80 on my pedestal. I done brought her to the crib, let her see how rated lives. Some say rated's overrated, over hatred's what it is. And when I do it, you get it, this what I get. Yeah, that's what it is. Picked up the keys to my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and think that's all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, that's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Double don't do dumb shit, double keeps you the band. Shorty is been a G, so a gangster she understands. Look, mama sexy as fuck, double keeps her wet enough. She loves the way I eat it, beat it, freaks till she wets me up. She see double in the streets, no I'm far from industry. The industry respects us, this so bitch they fuck away from me. Since she knew double was trouble when she caught a nigga sleeping. Tried to wake me, laugh and shake me till the nigga started singing. Don't wake me, I'm scheming. She said, please don't wake me. Yeah. See what I mean? Shorty crazy, sexy, cool, but TLC digging the scene. Red light specials in the room. Always tell me not to change, keep it real and stay true. Doubles doubling like the changes happen only when due. Yeah. The keys in my crib, you think it's all me. Switching up on my whips and tint, it's all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, it's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Double, I got a bad one, we be sliding through the streets. Spinning chips, flipping whips, I grip my heat, she grip my meat. Which is cool, cause I'm no fool. Rated high in school, she use her head to get ahead. The brain so good, her noodles loose. She gon' be here in a minute, y'all should probably meet. But please, don't have to tell the whole world that you street, yeah. You said what? Hold on, bro. Let me tell you. See? I hear you, nigga, but my shorty like the street. She know double's a hood, nigga. She just loves the way I speak. Keep it G-bro, keep it beat. We gon' do a meet and greet. Babe coming over too, and she just love the D on me. Since she running late but gunning, fam, we need to see the whip. Black on black, both phones react. Man, I can't believe this shit. She got the keys in my crib, you think this all me. Switching up on my whips and think this all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, it's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit,
That's all me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so very much for tuning in. This is my series. Shoot, I'm trying to remember the name of the series actually. Man, this is All Me. All right, this is the series of All Me. I'm sorry, this is episode. This is actually episode 8, part 3. All right, part 3. You probably heard part 1 and 2 already. Episode 1 was about health. Episode 2 is about wealth. This episode here is about family. All right. Let me tell you, this episode here is going to hopefully shift the way that you look at things in terms of family. All right. I'm going to give you a couple stories. I'm going to talk about the importance of family, and I'm going to tell you the different types of families. All right. So the different types of families. And I may be wrong on something. I may be right on something. If I'm wrong on it, that is why this show is called In My Opinion, because it's all my opinion. If y'all want to make your own show in your opinion, that's on you. This is in my opinion. So this is my opinion only. I thank y'all so very much for tuning in. Feel free to sit and chat with me in the chat room. Talk about the topics. If you want some different topics done, if you want to talk about some other things, anything of that nature, just tell me or reach out to me, and you're more than welcome to be heard. Okay, my topics are basically formed off of what my ideas are, and if you can hear my voice, I still got that raspiness. I got that Bell palsy still going on. I'm trying my best to get my voice back in order so I can get back into the booth. All right, I am your host, Drazy. CEO, representative of Dre's Radio Cafe, award-winning Dre's Radio Cafe. Shout out to anybody that listens. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. This episode here is All Me, Part 3, and it talks about family, okay? So before I even get started on the idea of family, let me run a little background on you. Originally, when I was born in Chicago, Illinois, Evanston, Illinois, right, the north side of Chicago. I could literally walk into the north side of Chicago and be in downtown, be close to downtown Chicago. So if anybody really knows me, born and raised in E-Town, and right next to Northwestern, right on the verge of, Lakeshore Drive. I was in the mix of everything. Raised a little bit different because I was in that little city life, but I was on the outskirt of the city life, living my life. And it was just me, my brother, and my two sisters. Now, my mother was raised by, my mother, at the time we lived with my mother, my auntie, and my uncle. All right. And they had a very huge house, very, very huge house. All right. I've watched a lot of family pass in the house. I've seen a lot of family come into that house. And I've seen a lot of life in that house. Good times and bad times. A lot of fun things. A fun fact, my brother drove for the first time, hit the diagonal corner, their fence, in my mom and dad's car when he was like 6 or 7, 8 years old. Said, "Look, mommy, I'm driving." Put the car in reverse by accident and ran into somebody's pole. Their pole of their fence on the outside. Fun fact. But I love my brother for that, and we laugh about it every now and then. And the crazy thing is, the car that he wrecked in was a car that he ended up liking all these years later. He ended up trying to buy a bunch of them. So yeah, but family. It was me, my brother, and then my two sisters. My two sisters are older, and I guess my dad met my mom after her divorce from her first husband, and so it was my two sisters and me and my brother at the time, and we just lived life like normal. And as things progressed, I realized I had another sister in the mix that I met before we ended up moving to Tennessee. And so I met another sister, and I was trying to take her under my wing in the process. And everybody said what they said, and people said that wasn't your sister, that is your sister, not your sister, whatever. And in my heart, because I am a firm believer of how I am, and I grew up around a good ton of friends that were close to me, and a lot of things going on, that family was important. So I was taking care of this girl, my sister, like she was important to me. And so we ended up moving in 91, and my dad decided that to make my comfort of moving from one town to another town or another state, what he did was the week I moved to Tennessee, he kind of broke me in into being able to stay there by bringing my friends down. So what he did, brought my two best friends down at the time, my homeboy Quam and my homeboy Sign. They came down, they visited me for a week. My dad and them expense, and I love that. I love that for my dad and them being that close to me. But that was another one of my families, and I'll talk about that later on down the line. But what happens is they come, they spend time with me, whatever. Years pass, and we all grew apart, like me and my brother, my sisters, because now my brother's graduated from school. He's doing music. My sisters are older. They're doing their thing. Everybody's doing something. So the four of us have drifted apart from each other. But we're still around our mom and dads a lot, checking on them, making sure they're okay, this, that, and the other. Now, I am I don't want to say the oldest man in the house, because I'm not the oldest man in the house. I'm the one that usually do the funerals and the receptions and all that stuff, due to, my dad just went through a lot of stuff. And he's not, I don't know if he's just not stable enough to do a lot of funerals because a lot of them was very important to him. But I ended up being that one strong enough to be able to go to these things and represent. So it is what it is. I'll leave that alone. I'll get back on that some other time. So years passed. Now I'm thinking now I'm probably in my 30s. Well, 20, yeah, I'm close to my 30s because I got out of the military and stuff. And I went to my auntie. My auntie said, I asked my auntie, do I have any brothers and sisters that are, that I have in my family, and other than the ones I do have that I know of? And she said, yes. And she said, yeah, you got a sister that lives, in Florida. And I said, okay, cool. So I called my sister, and we talked and learned some things from each other. We knew that we were close in some kind of way, and we are. And then between her and me and her talking, found out I had another sister, 2 more sisters actually, that in the process. And both them sisters, I was actually the one I was taking care of in Chicago. In Evanston, Illinois, I'm sorry, it was actually one of my sisters. So I was taking care of my sister in Illinois, who was actually my real sister that my dad and them is really close to now. They see each other now. But her and then my other sister, and then I found out about I actually found out about my brother first. So I went to my brother. My auntie had told me about my brother that lived in Alabama. So I went to Alabama and I visited him, and he greeted me with open arms, treated me with the utmost respect, made me feel welcome. He loved on me. His family loved on me. His mom, everybody told me stories, told me good things, bad things, and I was so impressed with everything that I just couldn't overwhelm myself with what was going on. And I'm so blessed. I'm happy to have this family like this. But my brother, and I don't really put names out there because I don't want everybody going on through it. But if you look at my Facebook page, you can tell who's my family, who's. So my brother and me, and my brother Marquise, my brother Esso, because I can talk about Esso a lot. You heard me talk about Esso a lot. Esso had accepted as much as he could possibly accept. And then he just got to the point where he felt like, I felt like, as a brother, I thought he just got to the point where he just got disappointed. And then I think at some point me talking to him and him looking at things different, realized that life is just too strong for the idea of not being bonded as a family. So I think the welcoming of more people became better for him, more understanding to him. So long story short, my auntie one week has decided she was going to put a get together of all the brothers and sisters that we supposedly had together. Now I am one of, not super certain, but I want to say it's 11 on my dad's side, and then 2 more sisters from my mom's side. So I'm a total of 13, one of 13. But the significance behind it is that family became a bigger family, became a much bigger family. This is my legitimate, true brothers and sister families. I love every last one of them. And I have 2 younger sister brothers. No, let me shut up. I've got 2 younger brothers and another younger sister underneath all of this. All right. Above me, I got an older brother and another sister who I've yet to meet yet on my dad's side. Okay, so I'm looking at a lot of brothers and sisters between the 2, and that's my immediate family. Okay, that's not to mention like my aunties, my uncles, my brothers, my sisters, my mom and dad, of course, all the family members. That's family. That's family. That is your immediate family. You also have what is called your close family. Now, what I mean by close family, let's see the difference in the families. There's a family like my music family. My music family is Cartel Fam. That's Pimp Daddy, that's Lane, that's SOS, that's J. Paul, that's My Ride or Dies. That's could be, down a list of other people that was honorary mentions of the groups like Pocket Nations, like Dirty Mac, my homeboy, Ramsey, yeah. I'm sorry, Tootie. My brother Tootie. He's just like me. he's one of those that he's laid back. He's just like me. He knows this is family. This is his music family too. I'm his music family. You've got other members, Nitty Gritty, all of them that they're around the family. That's my music family. My music family extends out more because I have my other music family, which is, the Deesky Diane. She's been close to me for a long, long time. BMO, Noriega the King. These are people that's been around me from day one. Kia Rap Princess, Lena Lay. I work with them. Money Matt. These are before my radio show. Well, during my radio show starting family. Okay. Then I just have my friends' families. Like my just close friends or whatever. My gamers, my gamer family. My gamer family is Lionel. We call him Cheese. Bubba. My brother Mark. And then you got my family. This is my family. Now, my family is consisted of me, myself, my 2 boys, and my 2 girls. And then my grandkids, my 4 grandkids. So you're looking at Princess, Aaron, Michelle, Destry, 4 grandkids. Okay. And then the grandkids, I can tell you the names, but, I don't want to miss Sam or anything, but I do know they all got pretty names. All right. So just to throw that out there, I have several families. How you treat the families are totally different. All right. But they're all in the same category, same boat. I don't treat any of the families different than the other ones because they're all as important. Now, my family, my kids, they hold me to a higher power, so I have to be a higher power to my kids. My immediate family, they know, like, I can't always be this person that they expect me to be, but I'm trying my best to be there whenever I can be there, and if they need me, they can call me, and I can attempt to make it happen. If it's something that's, like, dire or very important or whatever, I don't shoot the shit, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that they know that, like, hey, Dre's constantly working, he's always doing something, he don't have the ability, he don't have the time, he can't really is it that important? This is what they'll say. Is it that important that he has to be here? If it's not that important that I have to be here, they will inform me of what it is to let me know. We'll talk about it. I'll give my input. I'll keep moving. Now, if it's something that's very important and it needs to be addressed or something needs to be done, I'm there. I take in consideration that I'm the utmost respect of my brother, and I love him to the fullest. He has a very difficult job on his hands, and I know if I could, I would do just as much as he can, because it's that important and it's that dire and it's that hard, and I respect him for that. That's probably why he's so blessed as he is, to be able to do these things and go places and venture out and be better, and God just keeps blessing him and blessing him. That's it. My time will come. It's just not my season. Real honesty. Your season comes when it comes. But that family, my immediate family, is my primary estate. That's where I born and raised. Can't change who I am. Bread and butter. My brother, my older brother, he knows me. He looks at me every day. Well, he don't look at me every day, but he looks at me and he sees the image of. Hopefully, he sees the image of the same person that he is, because that's how I try to be. I hope all my brothers and sisters see me as an image of what they expect me to see as a brother, and that's that purpose. My dad, my mom, and them have got higher expectations that I hope I've fulfilled in my past, but that's my family. This bounds into the idea that you don't have to. There's a lot of people out there that don't have family like we have, but one of them families that I've mentioned is the family that they have. If they don't have a biological mother or father in the area, they have somebody that's their brother, sister, whatever, that's still a family. Or they have that side family, that their business family. Or they might have that, because you hear people say all the time, my work wife or my work husband or whatever. That's somebody that you're strong, that you bond with, that's all right with you, that will, got your back regardless at work. Not at home, but at work. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing, because that just means that bond is there. Now, my circle is different, because my circle bends off way beyond whatever. Before there was the Cartel family, there was a Black Season / TKP family. That was my brother Quam, Sign, Rio, High Q. Shout out to High Q out there. He's doing his stuff in in New Orleans. So shout out to High Q if y'all go out to New Orleans and check out High Q. He's got a very dope ass shop. I got some artwork from him that I know y'all probably seen in one of my episodes, my live episodes. It's a picture of Barack Obama and Martin Luther King standing in front of the White House. It's a black and it's really tight photo. It's really tight. He made it for me, and I wanted to get it enlarged and put it in my man cave when I get my own place. He does earrings. He does shirts. He does wall murals. He does all kind of stuff. Hit him up. His name's High Q. HIECUE. All right. Let me see. My brother Sign. He lives now. I think he lives in New York. I want to say he's in New York. He's the person you heard on my song City to City. He made the beat. He sent me the verse. He sent it to me. I sent it. Whatever. That's my family. My brother Quam. Let me tell you about my brother Quam. My brother Quam had he was a ride or die. He's always down for me. TKP, Black Season. He was like the Malcolm X / what do they call him? What's the name of my group? X-Clan / Public Enemy type brother. He was that militant, hardcore thinking man. And he was enlightening me on stuff every day. Stayed on me about stuff. I'm glad I was blessed to be around him in my presence. Rio was the ladies' man. He was just who he was. Rio was the beast. I mean, he was what my new family is, what Pimp Daddy is to Cartel Fam to me. Now, Rio was that one then, and that meant a lot to me. High Q was, let me take it back. Baby Rio was the little homie. High Q was the big homie. And they were both like always getting women. Pretty boys, whatever. Loved them to death. They were like big. They were one bigger, one shorter, but they were like big and little brother to me, but they were still family to me. And I was the big homie. You know what I'm saying? Just because of my size. So, but we rolled thick. And my brother Esso was around me at that time too, so he knew what that family was like. We lived like that. That's how it was. That was a music family. That was also my boy tagging and doing whatever and blah, blah, blah. And we always going to parties and hanging out. And, if someone down, there was always one of us around there. So it was what it was. My music family now is different. Whichever family you're looking at, whether it's me and Cartel Family 100 Proof, or whether it's me and, my radio station family, my, BMO, my, Dadisky Diane, DJ Dadisky Diane, Boss Lady, whether it's my Miss Fabulous, my singing partner, whether it's in Noriega the King, whether it's Larry D. Edwards, whether it's Randy Hitch, whether it's Toccoa Lyons, whatever, that's my radio family. And that family is strong too because we always support one another regardless. Whether we're supporting Larry D. Edwards on whatever he's doing, whether we're supporting, Boss Lady's Radio on what she's doing, whether we're supporting, Dove C's, whether we're supporting BMO, whether we're supporting, my shows, whether we're supporting whoever. It was always a camaraderie of how we work together to be as one for the stations. That's why, like, in the process, I'm working on something big now, so I can show that appreciation to the rest of the people around me that done had that issue. This family is bigger than you imagine, all right? I talk to my family a little bit different. If you hear that noise, that's my chair, because my chair is right here. But my families are different, and they're different for reasons. They're never all going to be the same. I argue with each one of my families in some way or another. Me and S.O. and Lane and all in my music family, we argue over the song sometimes. One verse is better than another verse. Somebody got to change a verse. Somebody else's verse is better than that verse. They got to change a verse. It is what it is. We don't like that song. They don't like that song. Right now we're going through the arguments of, we're not going through the arguments. We're going through the process phase of not wanting everybody to flood the block with just one person's music. So, like right now, Pimp Daddy's got a single out. Esso's got a single out. Thug Money, which is my brother Esso and Money Lane. In Money Lane, yeah, got a single out. J. Paul's got a single out that features me. I was gonna be on not only J. Paul's song, but I was gonna be on Esso's song, but I was gonna be on. And they didn't want to flood that with Dre's music. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to do my single too. And then of course my brother's getting ready to let out a single with somebody else. That's all in the Cartel fam, in that bubble, in that circle. So they didn't want to flood everything with music from one person and take away the idea from the other person, because a lot of the verses are who knows whose verse is better. You know what I'm saying? So we argue there, and I'm good with that. That family's fine. My family stays fine. I don't really argue with my 100 Proof fam, because my 100 Proof fam is different. My music fam that I'm around now, my radio station fam, we all good. I consistently, show support for all Boss Lady shows. I consistently show support for anybody that she shows on her show, because I intend to take their music and put them on my shows. So I'm always consistent with that in terms of the family between me and her and our bondage. I'm trying my best to get a show where we can all get in together. Me, her, Dub C's, if possible, BMO, if BMO wants to be filled in and come in every now and then, and just talk about things that has to deal with music, or, something just to enlighten people that is involved in music how to be better. That's where the round table comes into play. So I'm hoping that gets popped off and fired off soon too. My immediate family, it is what it is. My kids, that family, that is a whole different level. My daughter is 6. She's in her realm. She's in her zone. She's always into something different. I always have to keep an eye on her in terms of like what she likes, what she don't like, who she is, she's not. Whatever the case may be, I'm always trying to one-up her and find her a way to be better. My son, he's every bit of me and what he could be, and if anything, better. He is amazing. So is my other son. He's done grown to a mature man. He's taking care of his kids. He's doing what he needs to be doing. If he's not, he says, "Hey, Dad, can you help me? Can you show me how?" My daughter, Michelle, even though, I'm done saying the word adopted, because she's not adopted. She's my child. My daughter, Michelle, is an amazing woman. She's grown up. She's at an age right now where she's almost at that limit, at that age limit, but she's still doing things that she wanted to do in her life in the past that you would probably never see before or do before. She's off Disney World doing her thing. She did her thing. She's going to MTSU. She's an amazing person. She's great. Can never be happier. So all my kids in my circle are one in a million, and I don't have to fight them for that. I also, at the same time, too, try to get them to bond more, because our generation is different from everybody else's generation. We call our brothers and sisters. They don't really call their brothers and sisters unless something is going on that they need to know something important from somebody else. So if it's a movie or something that my teen wants to know something from my other teen, they'll call each other, "Hey, you know about this movie, blah, 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 blah." But I don't see them call each other and be like, "Hey, I love you. You okay, cool." I'll never see the oldest one call any of the three and say, "Hey, you okay, cool." It's only when I got them around, I'm saying, "Hey, we're going to call this one, or we're going to call this one, or we're going to call this one," that happens. So, I'm trying to get that generation to change up, them kids to change up, and at least see something different. But it's all about family. Now, what you need to understand with me telling you this segment, or part 3 of All Me Family, is that there is a family that's out there for you. You may think you're alone, you think you're in this by yourself, that you ain't nobody else. There's things that can help you too in the process, meaning Ancestry.com. If you need to go to Ancestry.com and take an ancestry test, take the test, because I learned a lot of things about me and family that you would never know. All right? That's the beginning point if you really want to know about your family. 23andMe, I'm sorry. All these different, DNA test things that they can do to take to get you to know your family better. Do them. Learn what your family's, health problems and concerns can be. My family can be at risk for, strokes, high blood pressure, depression, any of that. I don't know. I do know my family is in charge of high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, things of that nature. That means I have to better myself because I'll have to learn my family. But anyway, there's things about family that you have to learn, that you have to know, and have to be more strong and empowered on. Am I telling you go out and find your family? No, if that's not you, who you are, don't do it. But my thing is to venture out past your limit to find out what family means to you. Family means to me more than what you can ever imagine. I'm blessed to be able to have the families that I have. Now, lo and behold, I've lost a lot of people in my past, and that is what it is. I'll tell you that on another episode. But with the process of the people that I lost, the people that I gained, weighs out the good for the bad. I want to send a rest in peace to all the people that I have in my family that have never had the opportunity to tell you that I love you, that I appreciated you, and you showed me what family is. To my grandmother, May, to my Aunt June, to my close cousin, sister, Felicia, to Missy, I miss them all. To my music family, L. Sick, you was a pioneer eye thinker for me. You were the one that made me think about the idea of having the round table. You were a pioneer in music with barbecue sauce and things that you did. And I had the opportunity to work on with music with you. I want you to know that it was a blessing to be in your presence. To all those that are still among us, you know, Noriega the King talks about his family, his brother. And, you know, I hear other people talk about their family and stuff. And it's really heartwarming. So don't think that anything of this of the nature doesn't come with benefits or disadvantages, because they do. But I want you to understand that when these people leave, you have to progress the family idea and keep it going and do something to let them know that the memory is still there and that you cherish that memory. Don't let it decease itself, because it is what it is. And I thank you so very much for tuning in and listening. I am getting ready to proceed myself up out of here. Next episode is about circles, and the circles that you have. I've made an episode on that before, but I kind of want to touch up on it a little bit, all right? Because I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly in terms of circles, all right? So in closing, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. The reason why you heard All Me at the very beginning is because this whole segment in this whole series is about All Me. Thank you, Mr. Randy Hitch, a.k.a. Double Trouble, for letting me use your song in my podcast. You will be hearing more from me, ladies and gentlemen. This is only episode 3. I've got 2 or 3 more left that I have to do. And in the process, I hope you enjoy every episode. If you have any questions, want me to talk about anything else, any episodes y'all would like for me to discuss, anything you would like for me to talk about, feel free to hit me up, drezey21 at yahoo.com. That's drez as in zebra, ey21 at yahoo.com. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm going to show y'all ways to reach me, and then I'm out of here. But until next show, put God first, protect, provide, spread love, and get this money. And until next show, I'm out of here. Peace.
Ways to reach me. drezey21 at yahoo.com. That's drezey21 at yahoo.com. You can also call 615-540-3998. That's 615-540-3998. If I do not answer, feel free to leave me a message or send me a text message. I will get them as soon as possible, and I will return your message, all right? Also, you can check out the website, www.Dre's Radio Cafe. That's www.DRESRADIOCAFE.com, all right? Man, so many ways to reach me. Hit me up whenever you get the opportunity. That's Dre's Radio Cafe. What you sipping on? Let's get into it. Let's go.